morning, good evening, and good night. How's everyone doing? I'm doing well, and if you're joining in, uh, I did, as you saw the title, if you're on YouTube, um, the title is, sorry, just ignore the wire and cover. The cover's for the window and everything for when it's like really bright outside and it just bounces in my eyes. So, yeah, I made a huge mistake the other day. So I was going through my files on my for Mac users. There's this thing set up and everything, and so the mistake I made was I went into my OneDrive first without solidifying some files and stuff like that. And what happened is I went into the documents area, and that's where the mistake was that I made. And what I did was I'm like, oh, instantly first thought in the head, I don't use documents. I don't have documents. I don't. It's no big deal. Just clear out the documents. Throw everything away in the documents. Well, my emulators that help me play older model games that I have saved on the computer and everything, they store everything, save file based games, like things like for some reason it calls a cheat WS or cheat widescreen, so it reads it like cheat code for the widescreening, the clarity, and the balance, so my graphic card can read the game and give it a better tune-up, like get the pixels a little clearer and give it some more quality. So there's that, and it's all in the document files where it's stored everything. Well, I go to the document folder and I just go delete, go to recycling bin, delete, and to prep it for a live stream that I was doing the following day, and I'll notice it's like, please find the BIOS. I'm like, BIOS? Please find the BIOS file. Select the correct file. I'm like, I go into where I normally put all my files and everything, and it's not there. So I'm like, what do I do? Where'd it go? What happened? And let me do this. I'm gonna try something. Get the picture screen. Here we go. We're gonna move that there, and we're just gonna make this bigger. Oh, no, not that one. Right there. And grab that corner. I think this makes a better intermission screen. This way we can all talk together. What do you guys think? Look good. Hope that looks good. I'm not worried about the chat box. In the future, because my buddy likes to do something with his pets. He has like bearded dragons and stuff, and it's super cool. In the future, I might get like a secondary camera. I don't know, probably post something that I enjoy, like, because for me, I like to fiddle with my hands. This is a puzzle they call the Cyclone. It's 4 rings. I don't know if y'all can see that. So you got this bright yellow brass and the 1, 2, and then this 3rd ring on the inside that my other finger's on. That one right there. So you got 4 rings you gotta take apart. These are super fun. But I mean, I had several games I was working on for my personal hobby. I was playing Final Fantasy X as I wait for some of the days to come to, like Monday, say like for example Sunday. I'd be playing Final Fantasy X on Sunday. I was playing it Saturday. I played Tuesday and Thursday. I had some time off. I'm like, let's play some 10. I'll get the old old school stuff going. Excuse me. Hiccups. But yeah, nah. Instead, I go in and I'm like, your files have been deleted. Backups? No, all my backup stuff just gone. Just poof. 60 hours gone. I'm like, oh, grind. I put into that game because my characters were 10. Titus, Juna, Lulu, Waka, Kamari, Orin. Before I even got Riku, we're like halfway through the sphere grid because I use one cheat code with them, and that's a low AP, and that's the only cheat code I really want to use. Otherwise, you have to do this hours and hours and hours of farming that I still use on this thing, on my Vita, which is, it doesn't have those save files that are in here. So there's a little trick you can do, and that's when you can get a sword. I believe it's from the Big Eye or the One Eye monster in the Calmlands, the arena. You fight One Eye, and the way you get One Eye is you go around to every other island that you've been to. This is after you have the airship, and you capture all the flying One Eye monsters. After you catch all those, he creates One Eye. Well, you have a chance if you beat One Eye for him to drop a weapon that has, I think it's triple AP, I believe is what it is. And then if you took that and you customized it, you get triple overdrive. I think there was like another one. You fill the slots in using the customize feature in the game. And then you turn around and you go fight the Dawn Tonberry, which is another created monster, so you have to capture other monsters in Final Fantasy X. And when you fight the Dawn Tonberry, you have to have 2 of your characters set to warrior, and then 1 set to like healer or comrade, I think it is. And the one that's set to comrade, it has the item that you customize, of course, with Auto Phoenix, because the Dawn Tonberry is a wrecker boss. He just destroys you. They just sit there, and as their overdrive goes up with the customize, if you customize it right, because I know you can get double AP, double overdrive to AP and stuff like that. But if you get the triples and then you go fight Dawn Tonberry, by the time you're done with the battle, either you can run away or you can fight him until he's defeated. I like to fight until he's defeated because it's bonus items. At the end, you'll have an S level is what they call it. It's short for sphere level of 99 for those 3. The problem with that, though, is you have to then turn around and go farm for the spheres for your sphere grid. Power spheres, speed spheres, mana spheres, fortune spheres, ability spheres. You have to go now farm for those. What I like about the remaster version is they have abilities given to you now. Mana, power, speed, and the extract abilities. Whereas if you're playing the first one, which is not remaster, you have to rely on Riku to use, or any of your characters that have the ability called use, to use mana extract or power extract. They're just 4 items that your character throws at the monster, and it increases the amount of spheres they drop. Now, I've tried farming that all the time. Like, say you have 3 monsters. You get, you throw 3 power extracts from them. Then it only increases the extracts you can get from those 3 by 1. Or if their drop was going to be 0, it gives you 3. So, because it's all RNG. a lot of times. So yeah, I use a low AP cheat now since I erased 60 hours of sphere grid grinding for my 10 now, but um, I don't. When it comes to cheats on games, I like to try and play the game fair. Guy uses cheats, calls it fair. No, by fair I mean like there are cheats out there that can max stats. Your max stats you can get are 250, 99,999 MP, and trust me, I've done the math. This little paper right here, all those things right there, I did the math. um, you would have to cheat if you wanted complete max AP and MP. I'm not doing it that way. No, I just have low AP. So that means if I fight, for those of you that are Final Fantasy fanatics, kind of like me, if I fight an Ochu, which is the like Venus flytrap monster with veins like that, or vines that come out to two polyps like that. I fight one of those with like a. That's all it does. That's all low AP does. I don't. I'm not using XP boosters. I'm just gain in S level. The more experience you have to now grind to get to the next S level. Um, of course, producing the challenge. But unlike original games, oh, I'm getting some warnings popping up right here. What's this? Oh, it's just frame rate warnings. I'm not too terribly worried about those. How's the frame rate, guys? Is it okay? Doing good? This thing's got that's it. Auto focus, so you'll see it go. If I go like that, it'll autofocus and you'll see it do that warble thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to do with my games. I've been trying to get back to where I was. Again, Final Fantasy X, just for me. I know some people like to play it one way and some people like to play it the other way. You can't change anything. You don't get in anything for doing certain things sidewise. Like for those of you who have been following my channel, I've been playing Ape Escape 3. I've done like 7 continuations of it. I've got like 29% completion with a bunch of side items picked up. So what I have to do now is I have to start over from scratch. Absolutely. Back down to the original. Catch everything, buy everything back, and do it that way. It was tedious. That kind of tedious stuff. Because I was going for 100% for you guys. If it were me, hey, let's just run through the game, beat the game, come back later and do it that way. No. I want to show you guys these things that I was getting. What unlocks at this time, what you can get at this max point in time. And unfortunately, I goofed and deleted all the save files because I wasn't thinking. But now, I kind of learned from my mistake. I have a restore point on my computer, and my computer has like 3 terabytes worth of memory. One of the drives, it's not jumping to right now because I need to resituate some of the files as I go further with some of the downloads. So I have one of the drivers holding just random information that I use to run my games, run some of the emulators I got. Think I'll do a what's it called? Put a backup on a secondary because I have 3 drives in here in my computer. One of them has backups, one of them is not being used, and the other one's a 2 terabyte. So it's got a ways to go. I do want to upgrade the rig further in the future when I need to. I see this a lot, and it's PlayStation console. and my other consoles that I play. I have what's it called? Externals. Jeez, brain's not here today, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I have external drives that are HDD, hard disk drive. That's what it stands for. Meaning there's a disk in there that spins. But my memory in my computer right now are SSD, solid state drives, for those who don't know. So, what's the difference, you may ask? Well, SSDs are faster. If I say I'm having the thing right here, probably that far from my desk, it doesn't help. Let's say tape measure 23 inches. Say I have that thing 23 inches from my desk for whatever reason. I'm standing over my desk. I drop the SSD, smacks the desk. What do I do next? Well, of course, I'm going to plug it in and make sure everything's okay, right? Yeah, and everything's going to be fine. It's solid. If it's the HDD, then what happens is you could run into an issue. I drop that, same thing, 23 inches, and it smacks the desk. It has multiple layers on the inside of discs that are just compact and squished together, and if that wobbles wrong, breaks something in there, or some just shocks or doesn't magnetize properly, because they use magnets, which is fascinating, magnetism to read the drives and lasers. Y'all want to know what Star Wars is like? It's inside your hard drive disk. Magnets and lasers. But yeah, I'm just playing with this tape measure now. But yeah, if you drop that, you have a higher chance of risking your data going kaput, corrupt everything. So what a lot of people do, and I've seen it with like people on grades, reviews on computers, they like to put in a small thing, a solid state drive. They prefer 250 because 250 covers just 250 gigs, not megs, gigs. 250 will cover their boot up, Windows and stuff like that for them to get the computer up and going, and that serves as their main. But then they have a subsidiary that's HDD, and those things, because of their size, they can hold more data. They just run slower. So you can get one thing for like 250 gigabytes right now, probably $80 depending on how fast you want it to go. I go to my local Walmart, get a 500 SSD for like $84, and I call it good. So this is what I need. This is gonna do it. And when you slap that in your computer, you get your basic stuff going through that, and then you turn around and you go to your store again, and you go and get an HDD. What you do is you stack that with your SSD. By stack, I mean you plug it in, and you just set it in your settings for your computer, because some of your hardware you have here can, how do you want to treat this drive? How do you want to treat this drive? How do you want to treat that drive? You can treat them as mains, secondaries, external removables, and stuff like that. And it'll treat it accordingly. An HDD drive. And I kind of recommend this. That's what I'm going to do next time I go out and get a hard drive for my system. Because I got another SATA cable, SATA data. Don't tell my brother-in-law. I might get him one too. If you're watching this, Trace, I didn't say nothing. But yeah, you just put those in there and you put them somewhere secure. I mean secure. Like I said, you don't want this dropping. You don't want this flippering is what I was gonna call it. Flippering inside your computer. Basically, if you shake it like a what's that? A Magic 8 Ball or your Christmas present on the holidays, It's just like, what's in there? No, you don't want that to happen, because then kaput, there goes that, and all you have is the main stuff. Um, but yeah, that's what'll happen. I like SSDs. I like that they're solid. If I drop this a little bit, it doesn't hurt it too much. If I took a hammer to the thing, then we're talking different things. But yeah, I just want to be careful with my computer going forward. So to make sure I don't accidentally delete all my documents, I'm putting them on a internal secondary drive in the computer, just backups. I'll probably clone my computer inside the hard drive. By clone, I mean just get the basics. So if something happens to the main drive, I have the basics on a secondary. And just keep going from there. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much why I've been down on Wednesday and Friday. I normally try and stream Wednesday and Friday, but I've just been trying to like get that fixed, get all the codes and stuff, so the guys get the good quality pictures that I've been trying to give to you, and you can see through the stream. And it's just taking me a minute, guys. I'm grateful you all are being patient and everything. It's just taking me a little bit of time to get those back up, get those booted, get those running. And of course, if you follow me on You Show Jen Facebook, I'll be posting next. I did post last time that I would not be streaming Wednesday because I was hoping to get all my drives back. I was hoping that it might have just saved in the backup drive. It didn't. It deleted it across everything. So I pulled it separately, renamed the file, rechanged the lines, and basically by changing the line in the code, basically where my computer's going to go, like it goes to username, user file, and that name, and then finds out what you're using. It goes from there, and it just starts picking apart what it needs. I'm just starting to refill those lines with the they call them widescreen codes, so the games can it's like you take a picture with your phone and you're expecting this tiny little number that your phone barely picked up to enhance it to where it's a clear view of everything. Basically trying to CSI Miami the stuff. Enhance. It doesn't work like that. You have to have something there to make it better. So those are the codes I'm trying to get back into my computer to make the gaming look better. It might be what's affecting the guy carries just blows up and it just suddenly covers the entire field in front of him until he swings the thing or changes it. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's acting up a little bit every now and then. Otherwise, the picture quality looks good when the baton just acts right. Every now and then you'll see it. It tries to keep up with the graphics card and the codes at the same time. It has something called auto layering. All of a sudden, it's just like something stung them in the butt. Runs really quick, and everything just picks up for a quick second. It's trying to bring all that close and make the picture good. So what I'm hoping is to be not this Wednesday and not this Friday. I will be doing streams, probably just like this one though, talking about how everything's going thus far with all the games. Because what I was doing before was Amp Escape Monday and Wednesday, and on Friday I played Dragon Quest V, and that's why I like to play. Older games that I don't see in circulation a lot. I see a lot of plays of. I see a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Don't get me wrong, love the game, love it. I got a giant Keyblade on my wall. I got several figures. I got every version of the game I can get. Every version. I mean, literally every version. I even went out and dug tooth and nail. No, that's a spare drive. There's one. There's another one. I'll have to pull this one out so I don't have code right. I went out and bought these. This one should be recoded. And then I got this one. This is 358 Days Over 2. I really regret selling my 358 Days Over 2 when I was young. But I did it for my grandfather because it bothered him. The games bothered him. The thing I regret about selling that one is I got lucky. And by lucky, I mean I got really lucky. I went in, and I remember when I bought it, I was with my dad. It was probably about... and he bought me that game for my Nintendo DS. I had a DS Lite. And I'm like, awesome, I can't wait to play it. And the reason why I say I got lucky is because it was the limited edition one, meaning it came in a sleeve. Now, a lot of games come in like cardboard sleeves or anything. No, this was a plastic sleeve that you could slide in and out, and it only highlighted Roxas with a couple of fades, and then you slide it in, and then highlights Roxas even more. Then you pull it out, and you see the rest of the screen in the background for the case. I loved it. And I got rid of that for my grandfather because it bothered him. The game bothered him. The game didn't bother me, but it bothered him. So I got rid of the game. I got rid of my whole collection. I got rid of my Game Boy. I got my Game Boy version of it. I got rid of my Nintendo versions of it. My PlayStation versions of it. And so I'm like, okay, if it bothers you, I'll get rid of it. For a while back, but and I thought if this can make him feel better, knowing that I'm doing something, hey, I've gotten rid of my consoles. If it bothered him, console's gone. Feel better, Grandpa. I hope you feel better. Console's gone. Game's gone. I gave those up without a second thought. Was I sad and depressed about it? Oh yeah. I'd be in my room quietly listening to Sanctuary by the song, crying because I loved those games. It connected with me at a very young age, those games. I loved them. At a young age, I didn't have a lot of friends I could depend on. So coming across a game like that where he can depend on his friends and stuff like that, it just connected with me and I liked it. And so when I had to give those up, yeah, I was sad. I was very sad. But I knew my grandpa wasn't well, so for him, I'd get rid of him. And brain went left. Yeah, or older. It's stuff that I enjoy. My original introduction to YouTube. You guys probably won't be able to find that anymore. I was sitting there playing a guitar. It was my very first guitar I ever owned. It was acoustic with a nylon strings, no steel strings, just straight nylon. And my question was, hey, I have these games. Yeah, these videos are kind of going to be hard to find, but you can try and find my channel, Geusho, Geusho. But as I get further, more and more into it, it's starting to get out there a little bit more. It'll be hopefully a little bit easier. I mean, not extremely easy, but I put it in the finding challenge about 5%. Finding a video of mine for about 5%. And then I'm hoping this works as I put more. develops further and further. I use Streamlabs to broadcast across 3 bands. YouTube, so hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, which I'm streaming there, used the app to watch others. I used to watch another streamer on Twitch. She was fun to she was fun to watch for a while. Play some of the Final Fantasy IX games. One thing that I haven't done in a bit is watch her streams. And I'm streaming on Facebook right now. This one's underneath I Made a Mistake, and YouTube is just going straight to my page, or Facebook. I think I said YouTube. I'm playing music in the background like this because my ears have like a slight bit of tinnitus to them. I think it's from pressure in my neck. For me, if I relax like this, I get a crook in there. If I lean too much like this, get a crick in here. Lean like that, get a crick in here. And then the pressure just county. And now I live in another county near the border. And what happens is all the smog just really plays an effect. Like before, I never noticed the pressure change. Didn't notice the smell in the airs and stuff like that. Like, moisture was already in the air. I couldn't tell the difference if rain was coming until it hit me. When it was dry, I didn't know the difference. Moisture was in the air. Didn't know it was dry until it hit me with the heat. And it was just like that. But you come out here where there's no, and it's just like, wow. Then you go back there and you look at the brown sky over here, you're like, can't believe we even called this a clear day. Yeah, and you just look at that and you're like, jeez. I could smell rain for about half a mile when it's coming, because it just hits you. Wet dirt or warm asphalt. You normally don't smell asphalt. Rain's coming. Lock her up. You don't see the clouds for a bit, but you smell it. You're like, there's going to be rain. There's a lot of moisture in the air. You can smell it. It's just amazing. And when it's dry, it's just like, you can smell that too. It's like, there's nothing in the air. It's dry. No moisture. You're just going to be sweating. And, yeah, it's fascinating what your nose picks up when you change locations like that. I find that out here where I live, with the lack of moisture, humidity, and like compounds of scent, I smell business. I mean, where I used to live, you get some winds now and then, nothing major. I hear you get winds that, when I worked for a hardware store out here, I had these baggy cargo pants. I mean, like, super, super baggy. Like, you would stretch them, and it would go like that, and there would be nothing there. Your body would be right there, and you'd have about that much excess between you and your baggy, pants. And next thing I know, the wind would pick up. I'd go from doing, like, a good 6 mile an hour jog to 3 miles. Now I'm trudging through the wind. I'm like, my legs are parachutes now. The wind out here gets nuts. I've seen it almost throw people with plywood and like sheets of it, just gone. Man, it's nuts with the wind out here. It throws your cars sideways a little bit. Like, you'll be sitting in your car, like, parked at a light, and you're just like, next thing you know, your car is just rocking. I'm like, geez, you'd swear a semi just drove right past me doing 40. No, it's just the wind for rocking your car. which is very nice actually. On a cool day when the wind's going and your car's rocking, you almost just want to sleep, just like, oh, this is what it's like to be a baby again. It's comfortable. It's like that with, for me, it's like that if I'm ever riding passenger seat in and someone's driving like through a mountain area, and if you've been through some mountain roads, you know you could bring out a beach kite during a windy day and just 3D beach kite in the sky, just flying it. We used to have like 2 clownfish ones, and you could fly those out here if you wanted. I mean, it's nuts. You don't need a leaf blower out here. The wind will just blow it all into a giant pile in the corner of your home somewhere, and you just rake it up and throw it in the trash. Which reminds me, I need to do something about my trash in the pen. When this is over, I gotta take chores. Do your chores, kids. You never know. One day you'll need these lessons. Trick for the future. If you wash what's yours, you don't have to say my dish is up there. It limits your chores. My dad, that's how my dad taught me growing up. He raised me to, like, when you're done with your dish and I'm at his home, wash your dish, put it on the rack. Done. Problem's done. You don't have to come to it later. There's no huge pile along the counter or anything. No. Where I live now, I take my dish, and if the dishwasher's empty, throw it in the dishwasher. Depending on what it is. It always depends on what it is. If it's got like a sauce, like a red sauce or something like that, rinse it out a little bit. You don't have to use soap, just rinse it out a little bit. Don't let it sit, it'll stain. Stained many a good bowl that way. If it's like potatoes, you gotta let that sit in hot water. If it's been sitting for like a day, potatoes just lose all their moisture and they just brick. Don't get me started. Let that sit in your pot for 2 days. Concrete. It's sad, but it's true. Concrete in a bowl that you can eat. I don't like cream of wheat, honestly. I don't like it. I don't know how it works. It's an oat. It's a grain of some sort, and somehow it turns into concrete when you mix it. It's like I could build a foundation. I could start a home on top of this stuff. Jeez, it's crazy. And yeah, just soak your stuff, throw it in a dishwasher if you have a dishwasher. I didn't start off with a dishwasher. I was a dishwasher. So we had a single tub sink growing up. So the tub sink was probably, I gotta lean this way. Lean to your left. The sink was, I'm gonna straighten up my head. Like that. Boom. Shoulder width type of tub sink. Single. One drain. How'd you do your dishes? Simple. You got a tub. You got like a plastic tub that fits inside the sink, and it's like low profile to the lip of the counter. You throw your soap in there, you throw your hot water, and then you throw your dirty dishes that are going to be the most challenging in there. And then while you're waiting, you just take a cup, scoop the water, throw the water out, and rinse it, and throw it to the left. Hot water is your best friend, even if it burns. It dries everything so much better. Yeah. I bet you didn't expect you were coming here. You heard I made a mistake, and now I'm talking about dishwashing. Yeah. How'd we get here? We went from electronics to now we're washing dishes and getting tips. I don't know, but I'm gonna write that down. I'm just gonna... Hot water, you say? Okay. Soap first or after? Before. What else you got? Okay, something about a solid state drive. Yeah. You get my age, and somehow people call you old, and you feel old inside mentally. I'm 25. You know what that means? My nieces, they've been calling me old because of the stuff I know. It's like, yeah, I know what this is. It's an old tube for an electric TV, or this is what you would step on if you want to turn on your high beams for this car. Oh, you do this or you do that, and this is what it means, and blah blah blah. Blah. It's like, okay, old man. It's like, I'm not old. I'm getting a couple grades in right here, but I'm not old yet. So people call getting grays with colored hair salt and pepper, getting some salt and pepper. Cause my hair is dark brown. I call it salt and dirt. Getting some salt and dirt. It's just hilarious to me sometimes. Just like, I do what my dad likes to do sometimes when he listens to music. Like, we'll be listening to AC/DC, and we'll be listening to Meatloaf, Def Leppard, Pink Floyd. You'll sit there, alright, and all of a sudden, my mom will take her fingernails and you just do. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is with girls, your fingernails and the nape of the neck right here. When you do that, it just locks that. I just lock that down. I don't lock. And all of a sudden, fingers. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you can't have some fun, like while you're on a trip with someone in a car, you're using the car wrong. And for all those people that like to go solo, and by solo I mean like you drive the car, you have the car's full or has another person in there, and the other person is on their phone, smack that thing out their hand, throw it out the window. They're doing it wrong. Unless they're helping you, they're doing it wrong. Because I drive my car quite often. Turn this up for you. There you guys go. And I'm like my dad when it comes to certain rules in the car. The arm, that's mine. I'm the driver. If I'm listening to music on the radio, it's my decision. If it bothers you, okay, we'll skip it. Why does it bother you though? I get it if some of the music has language and it bothers you. Yeah, I'll change it. But if there's some in this next song, like I used to listen to this song, I'm tired of it. I ain't tired of it. I like this song. I want to listen to this song. Or my biggest pet peeve, the AC. I drive with the AC on. Yeah, because if you're driving a group of people, I mean like a good group of people, there's people to talk to right there. Things to reminisce, get to know each other, and crack jokes. You don't have to. Now I get it. If you're going on your phone to find something funny to share with everyone, car radio. It's a true song. I've been there a couple times. I mean, just sitting there in silence, it's torture. Now, I have a car radio, luckily. But there's only so much a car radio can do before you just get tired of it. So, talk. Yeah. And one thing I do recommend not doing. Don't look at it. But if you start turning into the chauffeur where you end up driving anyone everywhere and you're not even having fun yourself, what's the point? They should start paying for your oil, your gas, your tires. Yeah, stuff like that. That's kind of, I don't know if you can hear this, but my hands are getting antsy playing with this. Ha! I dropped it. Ha! That would have hurt my toes. Playing with this cyclone thing. I love this thing. My brother's fiance gave this. gonna get more of these though. Definitely gonna get more. So much fun. I mean, I do have the occasional fidget spinner that my uncle gave me. But 2 fingers, that's all you need. 2. I can't really control my pinky that much. So, that way, that way. And I can do that, and I can just fidget with my left hand. My hands get bored really often. I've gotten multiple fidget things for myself just to keep myself busy. I've got a butterfly knife practice knife. So it's just like a flat piece of steel with holes in it. I finally found a shop that actually sell butterfly knives. They're just single edge. I will be getting one. I remember the first butterfly knife I ever held. It was my sister's, and I was probably about 10. I loved knives because she had knives. And I go like this because she had knives. She's older than me. He's younger than me. I got like 5 siblings. I have 4 sisters and a brother. Yeah. And the reverse on this thing just throws me back and forth a little bit with the camera. I raise my hand like this. To me, it looks reversed, so it throws me for a loop a little bit. But I know it's the actual way it's supposed to be. So, what happens is she had like a lot of knives. She had a switchblade at one point. She got rid of. Had a wolf knife, folding knife. Then she had that butterfly knife. The butterfly knife was so pretty. Black handle, green blade, toxic green, not like that light neo green stuff. And it was so pretty. I took that one time over to my buddy's house, and a couple of his buddies at the time were pulling out their knives. So like, oh, I got this one that's got 2 blades and everything, and then unfolds. I'm like, cool. Like, oh, I got a butterfly knife. And they're like, oh, really? Let me see. And they're like dinking with this, and they don't know how to open it. I'm like, click, flip, flip. Got it. Standard. Flip, flip, flip. Done. That's how you use a butterfly knife. It's like, don't touch the thing if you don't know how to use it. Put it again to an upright position now, and then it opens. And then you do the standard close. And then there's around, I think it's around the thumb, or just the flip. You just flip it around a certain way, it opens, and you flip it back, and it's open. The Y2K is fun. Then there's the around the thumb one, which takes practice, but it's fun too. There's standard, which involves a little flick of the wrist. It's just open, flip, twist, grab. There's one for me, it's the quickest and simplest way to open the knife, because it's just quick. Now, if you get fast with this, I'm not saying it's the quickest way to open it, but it's quick for me. So here it is. Not real. Again, no edge. Blunt. No tip, no blade. Practice. Got this off of Amazon. Oh, no. I got it in a store, that's right. I got it at my Best Buy. Big Five, I think. Best Five or Big Five? Fish knots for all your fishing needs. I love that little thing. So yeah, there's the standard. Open, flip, rotate. You see? Keep your thumb out of the way. And it closes. Open, close. Now if you have a single edge, this does show you where the edge would normally be. Right there. What's nice is open, thumbs out of the way, back of the blade, fold. used to this stuff really quickly. And the Y2K is like, you start off with it in reverse grip. So your hands like that. You gotta flip it around your thumb, get the blade to open up. The way that works is flip, grip, grip, back flip. I think that might actually be the loop. The Y2K is supposed to be like something fancier. I've done it once. I like it though. It's fun. Yeah. Recommendation: if your parents allow this, get one of these. They're fun. Can't jab yourself into pieces. Pushing that as best I can. Leave little round indentations. Doesn't hurt. But let's face it, we all had we all had adult fidget toys before we had these little fidget spinners. Fidget 2.0. Fidget Beta. Secondary fidget. Because there's so much stuff you can just play with your fingers. This one's what I call a functional fidget. I need to fill it with gas. I call it a functional fidget because it has a use. You can actually use it for something. Now, I'm not saying this one can't be functional. You can probably treat it like a butter knife and get holes and butters and everywhere. But why would I do that? Fits right like that. I can cup this thing within 3 of my fingers. And I would like to start a collection of these. The Zippos. I'd like to start a collection of knives. It's just, I like collecting certain things. For me, I like collecting knives. I like collecting Zippos. I just like a lot of random stuff, honestly. No, not random like hoarding. Random like, I want to think that was fun to collect stuff. Now, for instance, I had a buddy who actually collected lighters, but he didn't collect Zippos. He collected novelty lighters, like one shaped like a pistol that actually shoots a flame out, one that looks like the Eiffel Tower, one that looks like Statue of Liberty and stuff like that. Novelty lighters. Me, I want to collect these. Granted, I won't. I'll collect a bunch and just put them off to the side somewhere and collect them that way. And the ones that I use, I'll probably get, or the ones that I probably will use for like fun or personal. Fun being just flipping it up, open and closed. Fun. Not starting fires, children. Don't start fires. Illegal ones anyway. I do have a bonfire and a fireplace. A bamboo one my sister gave me. And it's in my closet right here. And like multi-pieces and stuff like that. Man, my sister's funny. You know, when she got a job one time, she wanted to spoil me, and she got me this build it this way, and it comes out looking like this. I think it was like a Moscow monument or something like that, and it was in a box like this. Small. That thick because it was all little sheets. Now, stuff like that. And I didn't know what I was doing. I literally got to the first stairwell and actually tweaked that too much. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff, that's fun for other people. Not me. I like slight tedious. I can do tedious to a degree, but it has to be on kind of like a my term thing. But it was a gift though. It was a loving gift. She wanted to keep me busy for a while, and I just never got to it. I started on one piece, saw how hard it was, and I'm like, I kind of give up. It's a little out of my wheel well. And for those of you that don't know that saying, out of my wheel, well, the term is out of my wheelhouse or something like that, or wheel well or something, but meaning it doesn't fit right. Wheel well is like a little cutoff on cars. It's where the wheels sit. It's that round part that you see in like the backs of trucks, that dome you see off the side that a lot of people treat like a little bench on the inside of the bed of the truck. That's the top of a wheel well. And if something doesn't fit inside the wheel well, it's not the right size. It doesn't fit. Kind of stuff like that. And wheelhouse is kind of the same thing. It's not my wheelhouse. Wheel well, home for the wheel. And some random stuff for you guys to think about one day. Just like, I know what that means. And if you get bored. Well, before I sign off, I'll leave you with a fun fact that I learned when I was 18. If you take your current weight, whatever that may be, and you add 0.0001, right? That should be 10, 100, 10,000, 1/10,000th of a pound, and turn that into lift thrust, and you apply that number to your weight in the position of thrust, meaning this thing probably weighs 2 pounds. But if I take 2 pounds, add 0.11 thousandths, and I strapped a booster to this thing, it's like right here, and the booster can do 2 pounds, 0.0001. This thing will take off the ground. Pretty cool, huh? That's all you need, and it'll take off quicker. So there's a fun fact for y'all.